Egghead Hockey here. Today we're going to really emphasize how deep the 2020 NHL draft is. Thank you guys for massively exceeding my like goal, and thanks to all the people who have shared my channel with others. Before we get into today's video, I want to do a quick recap of part 1. Last video we used a lottery simulator called Tagathon to simulate the lottery. Then we drafted the first 5 players with an in-depth explanation and report. Alexis Lafreniere was drafted 1st overall, Tim Stützle was 2nd, Quinton Byfield was 3rd, Jamie Drysdale was 4th, and Lucas Raymond was 5th. Today we will be drafting picks 6 through 10. The teams that we'll be drafting today are LA at 6, Anaheim at 7, Montreal at 8, Chicago at 9, and New Jersey at 10. These picks are based on the lottery simulation from last video. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on post notification. Now, let's get into the video. With the 6th overall pick, I have the LA Kings drafting Alexander Holtz. Drafting Holtz fits well with the Kings because they need a right winger to go in their top 6 because of the decline of Dustin Brown and the trading of Tyler Toffoli. Holtz is pretty well sized, standing at 6 feet and 183 pounds. Holtz is definitely a sniper and he has a laser of a shot. Not many players that age can shoot as well as he can. He has a quick release and he doesn't need much time or space to shoot. Holtz's puck skills are exceptional, and I can definitely see Holtz contending and possibly winning a Rocket Richard trophy. Holtz is yet another 18-year-old playing in the SHL, which is a men's league. He's too good for U20, but he isn't good enough to play top 6 minutes in the SHL. Holtz averaged 12 minutes and 55 seconds per night, and he had 9 goals and 7 assists for 16 points in 35 games. These numbers may not seem great, but like I said, he is a boy playing in a men's league, and usually in these situations, the young player doesn't usually get much ice time. Holtz's passing isn't his best trick, and it could sometimes be unreliable. Holtz has good vision, and he can wire shots from anywhere. Holtz doesn't play on the penalty kill, and sometimes he can be unreliable on defense, but it is mostly due to him being so young and inexperienced. Holtz plays the power play on the left side, and he moves up and down to find a good shot or fire off a one-timer. Just like other players in this draft, the fact that he is a boy playing in Sweden's highest level of league is remarkable. And it's unfortunate that Tyler Toffoli was traded away because he is also an elite sniper and Holtz could have learned a lot from him. But Holtz will still learn a lot from Anze Kopitar. With the 7th overall pick, I have Anaheim selecting Cole Perfetti. Perfetti fits well with Anaheim because they have 2 good centers in Henrique and Getzlaf, and they also have 1 high potential center in Sam Seal. So drafting a winger is just common sense. Perfetti was 2nd in OHL scoring with 37 goals and 74 assists for 111 points in 61 games. Perfetti is decently sized, standing at 5'10" and 185 pounds. Perfetti is an excellent puck handler. He is very elusive and he can avoid checks and players. He has an excellent pivot and he is very hard to catch. He is a goal-scoring and playmaking threat and he has a very high hockey IQ. He also has an amazing vision and great shot. He is quick, but he lacks the 2-step quickness that would make his skating elite. Perfetti has high offensive awareness and a sixth sense that helps him create good scoring opportunities. I'd say his brain is his best tool as he is a very smart player. Perfetti is a center and a winger, so he offered some versatility in the lineup. A lot of teams like versatile players, and they can be the deciding marker. For example, I ranked Stützle above Byfield in part 1 because of his versatility. I know people say draft on skill, but if you have 2 players who are the same skill, the tiebreaker should always be the versatility. Versatility is more important than most people realize. Although I've mentioned a lot of positives on Perfetti, he does have his downsides. He could sometimes be sloppy in the offensive zone, and when he attacks, he doesn't wait for his teammates to catch up. He also moves all around the zone, and this may sound like a good thing, but it isn't. He doesn't have much structure and he doesn't play in one area. This causes too much movement, and you might say, "What? I thought moving around is good." Well, it is, but too much movement is bad. Perfetti needs to learn some offensive organization as it is probably his biggest flaw. With the 8th overall pick, I have Montreal drafting Yaroslav Ostrovsky. Now, I'm sure a few of you are thinking, "Was this guy a moron? The Canadians have Carey Price." Well, I am picking these players for a reason, and the reason for Askarov is because he can learn so much from Carey Price, and players learn a lot from legends. Secondly, Askarov still has 2 years left in the KHL, and by then we can see how much Price has declined. If he declines, they can trade him. If he doesn't, if they really want, they could trade Askarov, or they could still trade him, because they'll probably be both worth a lot. And third of all, I'm sad to say this, but Price is going to retire soon, and Askarov is a franchise to generational talent, and by the time he comes to Montreal, he might be ready to step in and make Carey Price run for his money. The reason I think this is because usually when a goalie is drafted in the top 15, they are a franchise goalie, because you can still get elite goalies in the second and third rounds, so there's no point using a lottery pick on a goalie that isn't something special. Askarov is very good technically. He can read the play well, communicate properly, and he has good puck tracking and sight. He has a quick reaction, he is very athletic, and he has an extremely quick glove. Askarov is tall, standing at 6'3", but he is only 163 pounds. Luckily for goalies, weight doesn't matter as much, and in some cases, it can make goalies faster. Askarov was very good in Russia's minor league, but he only played one game in the pros. He won 12 games in the minors, and he had a .920 save percentage with a 2.45 goals against average. Askarov is said to be one of the best Russian goalies since Andrei Vasilevsky, and that says a lot. He is the one who baits the shooter.
Wait a minute!
Isn't he the one who should get baited? I guess not. For those of you wondering how he baits the shooter, it's actually quite simple. He gives the shooter an opening, and he wants them to shoot there. Once they shoot there, he uses his speed to get right in front of it. Askarov has a high hockey IQ, even though he's a goalie, and I think he'll be a really good goalie, and I usually get excited when a goalie is drafted in the first round with a lottery pick. With the 9th overall pick, I have Chicago drafting Marco Rossi. Rossi has moved up and down the draft order, and he could go anywhere after the 3rd overall pick. The reason I have Rossi down at 9 is because of his size. He is 5'9" and 179 pounds, and small players can sometimes struggle adapting into the physicality of the league. Rossi led the OHL in points with 39 goals and 81 assists for 120 points in 56 games. These numbers are better than Perfetti's, but Perfetti is 2 inches taller. Since early November, Rossi has gone just 1 game without a point, and he has more than doubled his assist total from last year. Rossi is highly offensively skilled. He is an excellent skater, he is hard to knock off the puck, and he's very good at creating and making plays even when he's on the rush. He has shown a strong cycle game, and he's good at fighting off defenders. He can speed by players or use his amazing set of moves to beat players. Rossi has exceptionally good puck skills, and he is an extreme offensive threat when it comes to shooting and making plays. And just to emphasize, he had 2.14 points per game. He has a high hockey IQ, and he has solid face-offs, and along with that, even though he's 5'9", he is good at battling for the puck. Rossi always finishes his checks. He isn't afraid to line someone up and run right through them. For a small player, he is pretty strong and physically mature. Rossi is smart, and he knows when to make plays and lay down hits. Rossi is an energy player, and he shows aggressiveness and determination throughout his play. The only thing that worries me about him is his size. I'm not sure if he'll be as physically dominant in the NHL as he is in the OHL. Rossi plays on the penalty kill and on the power play, as his aggressive style of play is useful on both ends. I think throughout his career he will be a scoring power forward, as he is like a 200-foot player. Although he is used on the penalty kill, he still isn't the most defensive player. He races up to the offensive zone as soon as his team touches the puck, and this leaves a man open and can lead to a goal. Rossi, much like Alexis Lafreniere, doesn't stop skating, and he just keeps moving and taking wide turns. This will also eventually slow him down in his career. With the 10th overall pick, I have New Jersey selecting Jake Sanderson. Sanderson is the second defenseman that I've selected in this series, because this draft is mainly forward-based. Sanderson is pretty big, standing at 6'2" and 185 pounds. He put up 2 goals and 12 assists for 14 points in 19 games. Sanderson played for the USNDTP, which is USA's national development team. The level of competition is higher than the OHL and the QMJHL and whatnot, and they play fewer games, so these numbers may not seem that good. But they are actually very good, especially for a defenseman. New Jersey needs work on everywhere, so really, they could have drafted anyone, but I feel like they need a bit more work on defense, so this pick works out well. Sanderson's potential is high, and he improved as the season went on. He is an all-rounded defenseman, and he has high upside. He is yet another defenseman in this new generation who has good offensive skills, except he doesn't utilize them well. He is an especially good skater, and he is committed to the University of North Dakota next year. This will help him a lot with his development, and people have Sanderson basically placed everywhere in the first round. And I think he's worthy of being a 10th overall pick because of his size and his all-roundedness. His hockey sense and skating come from his father, Jeff Sanderson, who was an NHL forward. He has improved a lot, and I think he will keep improving at a high pace throughout his career. His all-roundedness is very valuable, and he doesn't focus on one aspect of the game. I think when he's in his prime, he will be one of the league's best two-way defenders. Sanderson can move the puck well, and he moves around with speed and confidence. Sanderson is a penalty kill and power play player. He is capable of being a power play quarterback, and he can be molded into a solid defenseman, but there is a lot of optimism surrounding him. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. If you have any feedback or ideas, please comment them down below. My next video will probably come out at Monday at the earliest. Anyways, bye, and hopefully see you next time.